This is by far one of the most important videos I have definitely ever made on my channel. To put it nicely, you are literally throwing money down the drain. Think of it like this. If you walk into a store and there are 2 cartons of milk, packaging's the same, the content's the same, they are literally the identical same 2 milk cartons, but one costs $5 and one costs $2.50. Which one would you buy? Expiration date, it's all the same. Don't overthink it, okay? They're the exact same thing. You would buy the cheaper one, right? There are so many ways in which you are unintentionally spending more money than you need to. So I'm going to teach you all my tips and tricks so that as my hands just farted. So I'm going to teach you all of the tricks that I use as I live abroad here in South Korea. So get ready, take notes, and if you liked this video, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll make a part 2 because I have so many tips. All right, so the first and honestly the most important tip, no matter where in the world you are going, make sure you have a debit card that has no international transaction fees. If I come to South Korea and my card does not say no international transaction fees in the little agreement, that means every single time I swipe it, there's an additional charge that gets put and like added to that purchase. So you're literally throwing money down the drain because there are plenty of cards out there in the world that have no international transaction fees. Every time I go to an ATM and I pull money from that ATM, it will say there's an international transaction fee, but because my Charles Schwab, that's so hard to say, because my Charles Schwab debit card has no international transaction fees, at the end of every month, my bank gets this wonderful little like bonus check of I get returned every international transaction fee that I was charged throughout that month. So it doesn't matter what ATM I go to, it doesn't matter how much they tell me, oh, this is how much the international transaction fee will cost. I literally don't care because I know I'm getting all that money back at the end anyway. And what I love about that is I don't have to pay all this money in advance to get Korean won in advance. I can literally just show up and pull money from an ATM. There's no fee to do it. It's amazing. You're gonna need cash. There's like no way to get around the fact that you need cash. Sometimes you'll go to a store and they won't take your debit card or your credit card, so you have to pay in cash. It's just really important that you have a way to pull money and have cash on you at all times. And so why would you want to pay this extra fee every time you go to like all these banks? But just a quick side note, if for some reason you still have to pay that international transaction fee, do not ever go to ATMs that are outside of convenience stores. Always go to the ATMs that are like attached to the bank itself. And it's like, here's the bank, and maybe the bank is closed, but there's an ATM like right outside of it. The international transaction fees are always way cheaper if it's attached to a bank rather than outside of a convenience store. Maybe your parents are like mine and they don't exactly love you going to another country without having any cash on you. The smartest way for you to be able to have cash on you when you arrive is not to get it from your bank in advance, because to request Korean won and have it sent to that bank in another country, usually that is a pretty pricey process. But at the same time, showing up in that country's airport and exchanging a lot of like your home currency in the airport, the exchange rates within the airport are super not good. Way too high for absolutely no reason. But I do understand for emergency purposes, bring some cash with you in advance and exchange some of it in the Incheon airport. Only some, please, don't waste so much money. And then go to any bank, literally just any branch, anywhere near your house, and get the rest of it exchanged at that actual like branch rather than in the airport. The exchange rates are like way better at banks out in the wilderness rather than in the airports. And the best brand, by the way, for my opinion, is KB. KB is like the most friendly when it comes to like foreign cards. It usually doesn't mind foreign cards. It lets you pull the most amount of money out at the same time, which means you're paying less fees. And the fee itself to pull money with a foreign card is the cheapest at KB, just so you know. Especially here in South Korea, but I know that this is true for other areas in the world as well. Maybe you have like a taste of like fine dining, or you just want to feel really bougie, and when you come to South Korea, for example, you're like, I want to live in the nice area. I want to go live in Gangnam because it's so nice down there and it's bougie. Maybe I can see a celebrity. You do you, boo. But understand that that is a way more expensive area than if you live in a college area. All college students, including me, because I'm taking Korean classes, we on a budget. In general, going to restaurants, food is going to be cheaper. So I just recommend that you look for areas that have college towns. But But I mean, if you got the money, you go for it. Just know that if you live in Gangnam, your daily average of what you spend is going to be higher than if you lived somewhere that's a little more off the beaten path. Convenience stores. Convenience costs money. It is nice and convenient that it is right, right outside your house, but it is going to cost more per item that you buy. For example, I used to eat these like pre-cooked chicken breasts a lot because I'm just lazy. So I used to eat these pre-cooked chicken breasts a lot, and I would buy them from the local convenience store because it was right outside my house. And then I realized the bigger the grocery store gets, it literally is the same item, but it will be like 500 won cheaper if I go to a bigger grocery store rather than the convenience store. And the bigger grocery store really isn't that much farther away from my house. So why wouldn't I want to, save money? It's the exact same item. I've always been told that Home Plus is like the cheapest. And like if you can go to Costco and buy in bulk, that is like even cheaper. From where I currently live, there is no Home Plus, and the largest grocery store near me is the E-Mart, but it is not E-Mart convenience store, so it's not like on a corner. It's like an actual big E-Mart store, and there's a no brand section within this E-Mart store, and there's actually no brand stores themselves. No brand, by the way, is a subsection of E-Mart. So if you go to like a big E-Mart, there will be a no brand section. Avocado oil is something that is usually so expensive, but at no brand, there's this like massive bottle of avocado oil that's only like 15 or 16,000 won, and it's huge. I was like, is it really actual genuine avocado oil in here? Like, I don't know if we got some fake, there's probably some like fake synthetic avocado oil that we got going on here, but nonetheless, it was cheap, and we love cheap when we're trying to save money. But there's a lot of things that I've also bought in no brand. Like my favorite snack is this like big popcorn bag, and it's actually like salty-ish, and it's not awkwardly sweet for no reason. If you guys know anything about like reasons I don't like Korea, you'll know what I'm talking about, but that popcorn's good. It's only 980,000 won. It's not even $1. We love it. So going to no brand, but just in general, think the bigger the grocery store location, the cheaper the stuff is going to cost. Now, when it comes to fruits and vegetables, at least in South Korea, you have to understand that they're all expensive, like everywhere. And the best place, honestly, to buy a lot of fruits and vegetables usually is like corner markets or like the random like ajashi or like old man, woman on the street who's like selling fruits. Make sure you like pick it up though and like look at the underside, because usually they'll hide like the nasty side of it. But I think that often, even for myself, it's intimidating to go talk to those people. So just trust that like the no brand section, and just look for deals when you can on like fruits and vegetables. Look for signs that say 2+1. Usually that's a pretty dang good deal if you can find a 2+1. But also remember that 2+1 usually means that maybe that food is like going bad soon. So is it really worth buying it if you're not going to eat all of it? Because then there is food waste, which really segues well into my next tip. You have to throw out all of your trash, your food waste in these like specific plastic bags. And for at least food waste, the bags are pretty small, and sometimes people don't like the smell of like trash. I always recommend that you put your food waste bag in the freezer, because it's gonna last a whole lot longer. If you just freeze the food, it does not smell bad. And another important tip is cut up the food that you're not eating and you're gonna throw it away, because if you put like a whole onion in there, if you cut it up, you're gonna save so much space. And you have to go out and buy those food bags, like the food waste bags. You have to go buy those. So just be smart and like cut up your food, because then you can fit more into that bag and freeze it so the whole house doesn't smell. And then you're not gonna have to throw the bag out as much because it smells so bad and you just can't stand it anymore, or bugs start coming in the room. So that's another good way to save money. Keep going, keep going. We got so many tips. If you are finding this video helpful, please hit the like button and leave any comment down below. Literally anything, it helps my channel grow. And currently YouTube is my only form of income, so it means so much to me when you guys support me like that. So thank you. Let's keep going. Always buy frozen. Just always, when in doubt, if you don't mind, I know it's not maybe as fresh, but if you buy frozen food, it just lasts so much longer. You don't have to worry about throwing out all of this food because it's gone to waste. But if you buy fresh food at the store because maybe it's cheaper, you can always freeze that as well and just immediately come home, like Google, how do I freeze this food well? If you are a student at any school abroad, most likely it is probably really cheap to eat at your cafeteria and at like a cafe at your school. For me to eat at the cafeteria at my school, it's only 5,000 won, 5,500 won if you use your card, but if you give the sweet old man cash, it's only 5,000 won. another little saving of money. But that's only like $4.50 for a whole lunch, and it's a buffet, and you get a tray, and you can put as much as you want on your tray. And then the cafe at my school, it's only 1,800 won for an Americano. And I'm like out at a cafe. We love to see it. We love a good way to save money. Even to get like an extra shot of espresso, it's only 500 won, less than 50 cents. To get an actual nice drink with like milk and stuff, it can be like 2,800 or maybe like 3,200, like so much cheaper. When you go out into Seoul, 4,000 won for an Americano, maybe like 5,000 or 6,000 won for like a latte drink. So of course I'm gonna get coffee at my school because it's so much cheaper. I'm gonna leave my public transportation playlist right here because if you're coming to South Korea, it's super important that you don't get ripped off and you know how to take public transportation. So check that out. And if you found this video helpful, let me know down in the comments and I'll make a part 2. I'll see you over there.